Hi guys, how you doing today? I hope you're doing well wherever you're watching this episode of the Car Weekly Roundup from now. Today is 18th July 2026. I don't know why I'm smiling. It's a sad week. We are continuously having a lot of accidents, and officially we saw Minister JC Muyingo announcing that the government has stopped all trips involving school children from schools to whatever destinations. So it's a sad day, and we have been having a lot of accidents. School buses, school vans having a lot of accidents. In fact, one of them is one that just happened, the bus taking pupils from King David Junior School, Ndeje. More than 20 pupils died, and also one adult. People are saying it's the director of the school, and they were coming from CP Falls. It was a hill called Chequatit Hill, and of course police as always is investigating, but it is said that the bus had faults from the beginning of the journey, and the driver kept insisting that they have to go, and all. It's a very sad week that we keep losing people. In fact, if I were not in the business which depends on the movement of students and pupils, I would be saying kudos to the Ministry of Ministry of Education. But because I'm in that business, I feel bad that we are getting such disruptions. But while we are at that, I'd like to appeal to all people that are employing drivers. Pay them. You see what happened with the bus could be a typical action a typical result of actions performed by a driver who is underpaid. You give him money to replace parts, he doesn't replace them because he has to feed his family, and now he has to do an extra trip so that he covers the money he used on other things. And just like that, we lose children. We don't know what they would have turned into. May the souls of the children and the director rest in peace. But while we are at it, guys, this is a weekly roundup, but while we are at it, why is the director of a school in the same bus as students? The director should be driving their own car. Sicho? Director okola ki mu bus y'abaana? Ye director okola ki ku trip? You know, these are things that we have to talk about. Ku trip okola yo ki director kola business endala. Era ffe bwe tuba fighting emisolo gya URA. Director toli employee wa company yo. URA kusuubira nti wakola company nayo inayo sente zikola ebirala. Era musolo gw'obagamba bagamba zino nazijjeeri zino nezijjeeri. You get. So yakola lose nekolayo kutugoba you get. It's sad that the director died, but there are things that business people should start thinking. Last time, when I was a video eyogera ku Ipsam, ningamba, why is someone driving a Toyota Ipsam going na sente? Valuing your life. And also the other thing, school owners and administrators, mwagala nnyo okusavinga. Cost empya gye ziri. Cost bakusaba emitwalo 7. G'oyagala funa yaana. Nga lwaki tofuna bus eyo n'esuula abaana bo kabenje. But anyway, may the souls of the deceased rest in eternal peace. Welcome to the weekly roundup. Now, in history, 14th July 1955, Volkswagen officially unveiled a car they called the Kaman. It was called the Kaman Gaia. It was a Type 14, and it revealed to the journalists at Casino Hotel in West Germany. And it was a bulletproof, air-cooled. When we say air-cooled, it's a car that doesn't need water for the radiator. It has a radiator, but it's air that cools it. You guys have seen Bunomoroko Swampa. So they unveiled it, and it looked prestigious. It had a chassis of a bumblebee, and a sleek Italian styling. And for them, they were just proving that a normal person's car can have full luxury features. It can be exotic, it can be custom made. Can already for the love of cars to be called a study Mwajira, Karina Mwajira, and all. So anyway, that's what happened then. And then of course 1914, the Dodge brothers, Barikira Okora ne Ford. The Dodge brothers bali bakulira abantu machines, engines, bichi nengera batukane babamu obutakanya. So on 15th July 1914, that's when they said tuchakola nammwe. That was also an event that is very important for us to note. Then what did Ford do after that? Yazza coach. And then probably, of course, in 1935, July 16th, the very first, of course, we have not seen them in Kampala. In Kampala, we never know what happened, no popular. But in Oklahoma, yeah, they brought the first municipal coin-operated parking meters. Parking meters is a way. Uba otekamu coin, n'otekamu coin. Okusasula parking baleme kubanja. Wane Uganda ffe tetuba tetujja kusasula. Twetaaga abantu batutambulirako. Tetuli basasuzi b'amabanja. And that's what happened in history. Now, of course, you guys have seen the accidents. We need to tell drivers to drive safely. Yesterday, I drove and I went to Mitiana Road. And I saw the level of experience that Ugandan drivers, especially those of small cars, they are very patient in corners. Patient. The people that I saw that are really reckless are taxi drivers and double cabin drivers and Land Cruiser, generally SUV drivers are very reckless on the road. The government, you know there is a road that goes from Luwero to Butalangu. Wow. Butalangu yewa. So, so there is a road that goes from Luwero to Butarangu. It's 29.7 kilometers, and the government has been working on it to try and ease trade in that area. And they are saying that only 2.8 kilometers are left. But they are saying the reason why it's not being worked on is because that the residents are supposed to be compensated, and the government hasn't compensated them. Now that gives me thought that one of the reasons why Ugandan roads are the most expensive in the world is because we have to pay people for their land. And that's a very dangerous thing, because now the government is going to start telling us, Kakati, if you don't want the roads to be expensive, all the land belongs to the government. And that's going to be a very dangerous thing. Conflict ya amanyi kuba bagambo yagala enguudo ez'arayisi nti ye kati ettaka lyo lyaffe. So of course now the question is going to be, what are you going to select? Are you going to allow the government to take the land, or are you going to just let them pay and have the most expensive road in the world every time? The Northern Bypass is expensive. The Entebbe Express is the most expensive road in Africa, apparently, in the world. Yeah, because Ugandans must be paid their worth of the land. And then of course in Jinja, Walwoka stage, Bakaita Chiyembe stage, the local government there is saying, you guys go back to the taxi park. Like we have been seeing it here all around. But stage what taxi will be in all different places, and they are saying every taxi should go back to the park. Kati abantu ababerene bali babako n'obugudo we bagenda ka mu taxi park gye batakola ki. Gye batagenda ngawo ku mini price bagenda Kaleerwe mu park temulizo Kaleerwe. Kati bagamba abo Kaleerwe nawo obassa mu park. Then abo abadde bagenda Kaleerwe sente zigenda kenda, but they will not be making as much money as possible. But me, I believe every taxi should definitely be going to the taxi park. And then Japan. So Japanese auto manufacturers or Japanese car manufacturers, they have an association called the Japan Automobile Association, Manufacturers Association. Guy wa Toyota no yajikulembera the CEO of Toyota, erinnya baliyita bamuyita erinnya limbuzi, bamuyita President Koji Sato. Now Koji ye chairman or association here, the one that joins all the manufacturers of cars in Japan. They are saying they are going to start, they are proposing to each other to start manufacturing standardized parts. If it's a wheel hub, the wheel hub of Nissan should go to Honda, should go to Mitsubishi, should go to Mazda. Do you know how nice that is? Do you know how nice that is? That you drive the Mazda and it's going to be sharing the same steering rack, I mean. That it's going to be sharing the same ABS pump. That, you know what that means? It means Nissan X-Trail will have the same parts as a RAV4 or as a Harrier Kawundo. It means the Mazda Biante will have the same parts as the Nuwa. It means the Mazda Antenza will have the same parts as the Mark X Zio. Do you know what that means? Engine is not a obviously. But these other parts, the wheel, the plastic parts, these cars are going to be sharing the same parts, and that's a very nice thing. So they are saying, why are they doing this? Is because the Chinese are taking over the market. In China, the Chinese cars are taking over Europe, America, now even Africa. We are driving Sino trucks, we are driving Owos, which are Chinese cars. So they're saying because the Chinese are taking us, Japan, we start standardizing these parts. It will be a very nice thing. Yeah? nga ekiwaya ekikola mu Nissan X-Trail okijjayo n'okiteeka mu RAV4 n'okiteeka mu kawundo ne kikola kati Nissan tuba tugenda bagamba muzigule Outlander ng'okola nga of course amatala simanyi oba nago I don't think design wise bagenda galeka okitegeera. It would be a very nice thing for you to have the Spacio and the Nissan not sharing spare parts, but that's still in the proposal stage. They are still talking about it. It's not yet confirmed, but it's something that I think will be a very nice thing. Yeah, Chitegeza now they will also have to share technology. If they share that's something that is fantastic. And then in Australia, the car dealers are warning that their business is going to be affected. Why? You remember Australians drive zero mileage cars. Every zero mileage cars comes with warranty, and now Australians they are saying about 40%, more than 40% of the cars that are being bought in Australia are EVs and hybrids. Now these cars, the batteries die, the electronics basically die, and what they are saying is that yes, they give the drivers, car owners warranty because they give them cars on loans, but they're saying, but you know, the warranty on parts, yes, we give you the warranties, but they are controlled by the manufacturers. If your car battery dies, we cannot give you the battery if the manufacturer of the car doesn't say give them the battery. And they're saying that the Australian law puts them on the spot, give these people battery. Now, they're saying that we are having delays, a lot of delays. The law needs to change. Or if the law doesn't change, we are going to stop giving Australians cars on loans. Because if we give you a car loan, then you'll not be paying because your car is parked in the workshop. And I think it's the same thing that dealers here are facing, Sifao, Motorcare and all. When you take a car for repair, it can spend 2 weeks there. You get katiracho what about organizations because they can be hiring, they have comprehensive insurance, they have other types of insurance, but for us as individuals, I have one car, I cannot be taking it to a dealer and it spends 2 weeks there. So Australia is, I think the dealers now their business is being affected. Abantu bagenda tandika n'okulikira ogule mmoloka empya anti enkadde already ebankadde ate eba ya rais wakisigula ekikadde kyange n'ekyevugira. And then of course in India there is an Indian court that has ordered Suzuki Maruti. You know Maruti mukamanyike kabanga Suzuki Jimny kano buno obutunda pani sibwe ka Jimny kanjawulo ku Maruti. Maruti eno kati Maruti bwe buno obutunda pani. Yes, obutunda pani bwe Maruti. So the person went n'aloopa jukira boba vugampya because Suzuki is literally their brand. So the company there was ordered to pay by giving the owner of this Suzuki Maruti a new car. Why? Now, I'll talk about that later. But we are now starting to add ethanol to petrol to help make better emissions. And Boba Liba tekamu 20% ethanol in petrol. Now on abadde avuga Kamaruti ke bwe yataddemu amafuta engine neefa n'agenda n'aloopa Suzuki mu court n'agamba mwatugamba this car can accommodate 20% ethanol. Why is it not working? Now governments will do this to limit the importation of petrol because by the time after 100% notekamu 20% ethanol bamukola locally. Kitegeeza naffe twesigalizaamu akasente akamu naye Uganda bakitandise ate era it means emmotoka of course ne engine teziwangala nnyo mutekamu ethanol mungi kati wano baffe tuli ku 1%. I'm not sure, I'm going to research that. Now the issue is that when you add ethanol emmotoka ekozesa amaanyi mangi amafuta gagenda ku speed naye environment ebeera teri affected nnyo. Kati if someone sells you a new car and they tell you this car can take E20 which means 20% ethanol notekamu ate engine nefa ne bagamba amafuta gegagisse n'oloopa wangula. Of course now Suzuki is going to bagamba chita kwa appealinga. They are appealing the decision of the court, but for now babagamba musasule omusajja mwe mwamugamba ethanol 20% ethanol ekola mumusasule. And then of course Tesla, you know you can override. Okay, I've not driven a Tesla, but according to what I've read, you can override a Tesla by pressing the accelerator. You know, Tesla in autonomous driving, it takes over. No relaxing. Anoganyi mtwala iwandege ya mukatali ne kutwala. Na yebo olinnya nnyo omuliro. Kibange simu, luli I forgot my password of my phone. And they told me how to put it in factory reset, no resetting without going to the repair shop. Njaka kuyigiriza. teri flashing oje flashingira so ye manual override. Ne Tesla bwebere eri automatic nga yevuga bwolaba tobyagala osobola olinnya akaliro. Kati oli ya emoroka ebadde inagenda 30 kilometers per hour in a town zone. This guy pressed the accelerator and the car started going at 70 kilometers per hour. N'atomera omuntu n'amutta. Of course, now the government there is trying to research how that works, but then on to manslaughter. This is a reminder: don't overspeed in town zone, in school zone, in hospital zones. Drive the safe driving speed, which is 30 kilometers per hour. Akalowoozo k'olunaku musajja gwe ne mukazi gwe buli kimu oyagala bakikanikemu. What's the point? You're putting your life in danger. Tokanika mu buli kimu. Buli ekizifudde bazookyeko. Habu efudde bateekemu bearing. ABS pump efudde bateekemu busiiru. Steering rack efudde bagikanikemu. Gwe buli kimu banaakikanikamu banaakomyawa. Emmotoka erigaana lumu okusiba. Emmotoka erigaana okuzikira. Nze naawe. And then of course the tip of the week, guys. If you get a car from the bond, you find something wrong with the car, before you repair that thing, talk to the person that sold you the car. If you get a car from the bond, you might have the best mechanic in the world, but before you repair anything, talk to the person that sold you the car. Maybe they can give you another car. Maybe they can do a repair. Maybe they can give you a refund of your money. Don't repair that car before. Now, thank you very much for being part of this week's episode of the Car Weekly Roundup. I'd like to remind you, 29th August is the Love for Cars Convention. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. We are launching the second edition of our magazine, the Love of Cars magazine. I need you to be there or be nowhere. The ticket will only be costing you 30,000 shillings. Until next time, guys. Ciao.